In a desert, two men are looking for water. Suddenly one of them gets shot. Why is the water so valuable? Let's find out. Sometime in the future, water is very scarce and has become very valuable. Ernest, his son Jerome, and daughter Mary are the last of their city. Ernest believes they can grow crops if they have water. He delivers supplies to the watermen every day. He wants to make a deal to install water pipes going to his land. These men work for the government extracting water from wells. One day the donkey breaks a leg and Ernest has to put it down. Mary doesn't have a good relationship with her dad as he prevents her from seeing her boyfriend. She usually goes out at night to see him. Ernest and Jerome are at an auction trying to buy a robot to replace their donkey. Ernest beats Flem's offer. Flem is Mary's boyfriend and he is angry he lost the auction. Ernest names the robot Sim. They go to the hospital to see Jerome's mom. She became a paraplegic and lives in a special facility. Ernest works hard to take care of her. On the way home, Ernest stops to drink some water. He also buys water for a beggar family. The wife tells him her husband wants to sell the baby as they can't afford to raise him. Ernest tells them to come over if they need water and to not sell the baby. Sometime later, Flem asks Ernest to borrow Sim. He tells him he can borrow it only if he has his father's guarantee. Ernest doesn't trust Flem and this gets even worse when he hits on Mary. Flem rides off after Ernest refuses. Ernest digs to make a well. Jerome always helps him. The two have some play fights. Coming back home, they see Flem coming back from the house knowing he was with Mary. Later, Ernest and Mary argue over Flem. She asks him why he punishes her for being happy. Ernest says it's to protect her. She gets angry and tells him she hates him and Flem is the only one that loves her. Ernest locks her in the house. He feels desperate and drinks some alcohol. One morning, Jerome and Ernest see Sim is gone. Ernest rushes to find it. He is pretty sure Flem has it. Ernest talks to Flem's father and goes to the wells. As he looks for Flem, someone punches him unconscious. When he awakes, it turns out the watermen think he is a thief and was trying to steal from them. They can't agree and they fight. Ernest manages to win. Finally, Ernest finds Flem with the watermen's supplies and Sim. He chains him to Sim and they head to return the supplies to the watermen. While they stop to rest, Flem convinces Ernest to drink some liquor and apologizes for what he did to the family. When Ernest is drunk, Flem hits him with a rock and tries to make it look like Sim did it. Jerome is looking for Ernest that has been missing for days. The watermen inform him he died. The family grieves his death. Jerome tries to destroy Sim for killing his father. But Flem stops him. Slowly, Flem gains Jerome and Mary's trust. He convinces them he can make Ernest's dream real. He speaks with the watermen leader. He shows him the knife Ernest took and threatens to frame him for his death. The leader makes a deal with him to avoid legal issues. Flem becomes a hero by obtaining water for the whole town. Soon after, the farm is full of crops. Mary is now pregnant and married to Flem. One day, bankers come to the house. It turns out Ernest had a heavy debt. Seeing the land is fertile now, the bank wants to take the land. To get the money, Flem convinces Robbie to sell his son. He plans on selling the baby and Sim at the fair. Suddenly, Robbie changes his mind and wants the baby back. Sadly, he gets shot by a buyer. Sim also gets lost in the fight. Jerome asks where Sim is. Flem tells him he had to sell Sim to save the farm. Mary is happy with the decision, but Jerome is suspicious. In the meantime, Sim finds its way to its manufacturer. Flem sees Robbie's wife is holding a baby doll and takes her away so she won't ruin his plan. The manufacturer calls Jerome and he wants to go get Sim. Jerome takes a bus to the border. It's a place full of poor people. They are considered terrorists for fighting against water regulations. Jerome is refused entry to the city. But Anna, a girl he likes, helps him in. Jerome meets Calvin and he takes him to see Sim. Sim can record video. While checking the videos, Jerome learns Flem killed his father. He starts crying after seeing it. When he gets back home, he has a plan to avenge his father. He asks Flem how Sim got back home, if it was sold to repay the debt. Flem gives some vague explanation which makes Jerome even more angry. Jerome sees his mom before he completes his plan. Jerome lures Flem by sending a letter as Robbie. Scared Robbie may reveal what he did. He goes to see Robbie. On his way he falls in a hole and breaks his leg. Jerome, who has been secretly following him, appears. He accuses Flem of killing his father. Flem begs he doesn't kill him and reminds him of the baby he has with Mary. But Jerome has no mercy and shoots him in the head. Jerome decides to keep the secret of what happened to Ernest and Flem. The two stay at the farm preparing for the baby. They also plan to bring their mother home and take care of her.